WG2X is the newest wearable gimbal for action cameras from Feiyutech. There are basically two types of action camera or GoPro gimbals. The first type are handheld gimbals and the second type are wearable gimbals. In this video we will take a look at WG2X and I will try to explain how it performs and how you can use it with GoPro Hero 7 and older GoPros. I will also compare this gimbal to my favorite handheld GoPro gimbal, Feiyutech G6. WG2X comes in pretty nice package. It is stored in hard foam case which protects the gimbal and some accessories. Besides the gimbal, you will also get small table tripod, 1/4 inch to GoPro mount adapter, frame for GoPro session cameras, USB cable for charging, spare screws, and well-written instructions for the use. The gimbal itself is very small and very light. It weighs just 238 grams. It is really tiny even in comparison with the G6. The build quality is very good, it is basically all metal construction, it feels very solid, it also looks good. The buttons have good feedback, there are rubberized feet on the bottom part, so no complaints. WG2X is also splash proof, so it will survive the rain, but you can't submerge it of course. The installation of the GoPro is very easy, you just need to loosen the screws, insert the GoPro or other action camera and fix the screws. You have option to mount the camera normally. In that case you will have access to USB and HDMI ports. You can also mount it upside down and in that case you will have access to on and off buttons. GoPro has automatic rotation feature, so that is not a problem. There is also one axis that you need to balance. If you use it with GoPro, you will need to extend that axis quite a bit. That is also very easy, so there shouldn't be any problems with the installation. Panning and tilting axes are free, so those can rotate without any restrictions, which is very good. Rolling axis can rotate by 310 degrees, so it is not free movement, but 2 out of 3 is still a good result. Regarding the controls, there are just 3 buttons. The first one is for turning the gimbal on and off and for switching modes. The left button on the rear side is for starting and stopping recording wirelessly, we will get to that later, and the right button is for turning the Wi-Fi on and off and for resetting the position of the gimbal. There is also micro USB charging port on the right side. On the bottom we also have rubberized feet and 1/4 inch mount. So how effective is the stabilization? First of all, you definitely want to keep the internal stabilization on Hero 7 or Hero 6 on. In that case, the gimbal will take care of larger movements and the internal stabilization will take care of the shaking and smaller movements. If you turn the internal stabilization off, the gimbal will still help of course, but it won't be 100% smooth. As you probably know, Hero 7 has great stabilization by itself and it is indeed hyper smooth. With WG2X it is ultra hyper smooth. You can see yourself how it looks, it is probably as smooth as it gets. It is 3-axis gimbal though, so it doesn't help that much with walking. You can still see the steps a little bit, but I don't think that it is distracting or anything like that. Overall this footage is very smooth, it looks great in my opinion, so I'm happy with that. Stabilization effect seems to be the same as with the G6, so both probably use the same motors and technology. Of course you can use WG2X as normal handheld gimbal. It comes with little tripod that can be used as a handle, but I prefer using Fuji table tripod. It is longer, very solid and it provides better grip. I will leave a link to this tripod in the description. In comparison with the G6, you will lose the joystick and rolling axis toggle and lock mode trigger on the backside, so for normal handheld shooting, the G6 is indeed more suitable. Since it is a wearable gimbal, you can mount it basically wherever you want to. You can mount it on a helmet for example. I won't be doing that, but I will be mounting it on the strap of my backpack using this clip, again from Feiyutech, and 1/4 inch to GoPro adapter. WG2X can be used in vertical mode, forward facing mode or inverted mode. That is very useful for mounting the gimbal. Sky is the limit here as they say, you can mount it on your chest or even on your wrist if you wish to do so. WG2X has 3 modes. Those are the pen following mode, where the camera follows horizontal movement and locks the other two axes. The second mode is tilt follow, where the gimbal follows both vertical and horizontal movement. The third mode is lock mode, where the gimbal doesn't follow any movement, it just keeps the camera pointed in one direction. Like on most gimbals, if you press the mode button 3 times, it will rotate into selfie mode. Besides the stabilization effect, common way to use a gimbal such as this one is to use it as a remote control. With both WG2X and G6, it is possible to connect the gimbal to your smartphone using the Bluetooth and then connect the GoPro to the gimbal using Wi-Fi. It works very well, just make sure that you set Wi-Fi to 2.4 GHz on your GoPro. Then you can use the buttons on the back of the gimbal to start recording and switch modes, which is pretty useful. You only need to pair it once. Feiyutech has really good app, it is very reliable and I had no problems with connection at all. The app lets you control the position of the gimbal, including the rolling axis. You can also use it to set other parameters, such as the motor strength or smoothness mode. Just like the G6, WG2X can be used for moving time lapses. You just need to press the mode 4 times, set the initial position, press the mode button again, set the ending position, and finally press the mode button. WG2X is made to be moved by hand in this mode, so that is not a problem. In the settings, you can set the time that it will take to complete the motion. Regarding the battery life, WG2X has integrated 1500 mAh battery. That is okay for the size, but it can't match something like the G6 with 5000 mAh battery. That means that the G6 is rated for 12 hours of usage, whilst the WG2X is only rated for 2.5 hours. If you want to use it for a longer period of time, you can charge it while using. Big advantage of the G6 over WG2X is that it can charge the GoPro. In that case, you will still have 5 hours of usage. That can be solved by getting power bank handle from Feiyutech, which can be used to charge the GoPro or the gimbal. WG2X comes with hard foam case, which protects the gimbal and GoPro very well, but in my opinion it is unnecessarily large, so I will have to look for something different for traveling. Just like with the G6, one disadvantage of WG2X is that you will get some motor noise in your audio. It can be greatly improved by setting the audio on GoPro to wind and leaving a gap between the GoPro and gimbal motor. In that case, the audio will be usable, but there will still be some noise. You can further improve that in post. So should you get the WG2X or the G6? The main advantage of WG2X is the size, and that is a big advantage. It is so small that I don't have to think much whether I will take it with me or not. It is also more suitable for mounting. It can still be used as a handheld gimbal, and it also works well for that. The main advantages of the G6 are the handling, especially the joystick and the rolling axis toggle and the lock mode trigger button on the backside. You also have that little display on the G6, which is also nice. The second big advantage is the battery life and the possibility to charge the camera from the gimbal. Both WG2X and the G6 are well-designed devices in my opinion. Basically, the only complaint that I have is the motor noise, but it can be dealt with if you use appropriate settings. The stabilizing effect is very good on both, the connectivity is also very reliable, which is not that common. Both are great accessories for GoPro Hero 7, which is a great creative tool in my opinion, with excellent image quality and outstanding hyper-smooth electronic stabilization. I think that footage from Hero 7 in combination with the G6 or WG2X looks quite professional, it is excellent for documentary purposes, sports and so on. I definitely intend to make a review of Hero 7 before the summer season, and also a video about best GoPro accessories in 2019, so stay tuned for that. So that's it for this video, thank you for watching, I hope that you liked this video and that you have found it to be useful. Stay tuned for more videos and maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss my future content. I appreciate your feedback in form of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you would like to ask anything or share your opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.